Hey everybody, Naveed here, and welcome to Home Wiring 101. Listen, electrical work, it's not a game, folks. We're talking about your safety, the safety of your family. That's why I'm here to walk you through the basics of home wiring so you can understand how it works and how to stay safe. Over these next few chapters, we're going to break down everything from the different components of your electrical system to the types of wiring you might encounter in your home. We'll talk about circuits, safety, color codes, all that good stuff. Remember, electrical work is best left to the pros, but having a basic understanding of how it all works, that's empowering. So let's get right into it. All right, let's start with the basics. What exactly electrical home wiring? Simply put, it's the system of wires, cables, and devices that bring electricity from the grid into your home and distribute it to every light switch, every outlet, every appliance. Think of it like the veins and arteries of your house, carrying the lifeblood of electricity to keep everything running. Without proper wiring, you wouldn't have lights, you wouldn't have your appliances, you wouldn't have this camera crew filming me right now. It's a complex network that needs to be installed correctly and safely to prevent any surprises, let's call them. And believe me, when it comes to electrical work, you don't want any surprises. Now let's get into the guts of your electrical system. First up, the service entrance. This is where the power comes in from the utility pole. You've got your service drop, the meter box, that thing the utility company loves to check, and the main breaker panel. The main panel is like the central command center, with circuit breakers or fuses for different sections of your house. These guys are your safety net. If there's a surge or overload, they trip and cut off the power before things get out of hand. And of course, we can't forget the wiring itself. Your hot or live wires carrying the juice, neutral wires providing a return path, and the all-important ground wire for safety. We'll dive deeper into those color codes later. Now, not all wiring is created equal. Depending on the age of your home and where you live, you might have different types of wiring lurking behind your walls. Older homes might have knob and tube wiring, which can be a fire hazard and should be looked at by a pro. Then there's cleat wiring, conduit wiring, casing and capping, each with its own pros and cons. Conduit wiring, where the wires are protected inside metal or plastic tubing, is generally considered safer and more durable. Remember, if you're ever unsure about the type of wiring in your home, don't hesitate to call an electrician. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Think of circuits like the highways of your electrical system, directing power where it needs to go. You've got lighting circuits for your lights, power circuits for outlets and appliances, and dedicated circuits for heavy-duty appliances like your fridge or washing machine. Dedicated circuits are important because they prevent overload. You don't want your microwave competing with your hairdryer on the same circuit. And speaking of safety, GFCI outlets are a must-have in wet areas like kitchens and bathrooms. These clever devices detect imbalances in the electrical current and trip instantly if there's a ground fault, potentially saving you from a nasty shock. Now, I can't stress this enough, safety is paramount when it comes to electrical work. We're not just talking about avoiding a little shock here, we're talking about preventing fires, injuries, even fatalities, always. And I mean always turn off the power at the breaker before working on any wiring. Double check with a voltage tester to make sure the power is truly off. And never ever work on electrical systems when things are wet. If you're unsure about something, call a licensed electrician. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? All right, let's talk colors. Understanding the color code of electrical wiring is crucial for safety and for making any repairs or additions. In most cases, black or red wires are your hot wires carrying the electrical current. White wires are typically neutral, providing a return path for the current. And then there's the green wire, or sometimes bare copper. That's your ground wire, there to protect you from shocks. Remember, these colors can vary depending on your location and the age of your wiring, so always double check with local codes or a qualified electrician. So there you have it, folks, a crash course on the essentials of home wiring. Remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Electrical systems are complex, and it's always best to call in a qualified electrician for any major work. But by understanding the basics, you're empowered to make informed decisions about your home and keep yourself and your family safe. Knowledge is power, after all, and in this case, it could also save your life. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more home improvement tips and tricks.